Today we got a 1997 Suzuki Sidekick. This is a 4-door model, as you can see here. And what we're going to do today is we're going to install one of our 3-inch body lift kits on it, and kind of walk you through that a little bit. Just want to kind of give you an idea. Right now it's sitting on one of our suspension lifts, which is basically just spring spacers. We did that yesterday, so you'll probably see that in another video on there if you're just looking around there. But we just want to give you a look at the stance and show you kind of the before here, and so you have an idea of what we're doing. These are running, by the way, on 31s right now, but I'll show you here. As you can see, we've actually hit before right here, finger there, and it's actually caused some damage to these tires. So, all right, here we go. So we're going to take the grill off right now. So the location of the screws, just to take the grill off, right up here in the corner. We've already done so. You've got one right up in here and down here, and then back over on the bottom over here, and I believe that they're Phillips. So, okay, and you take those off, and then the grill will just come right off in your hands for you there. Nice. I'm sorry we suck at this, but we're gonna take the bumper off next. Okay, if you look along the top right here, we've already started. There we go. 10mm bolts right along the top, and in each corner over here where I'm at now, we've got these in the corner. Okay, there you go. Okay, we're all unbolted. There's 4 Phillips head screws on the bottom there you want to hold on to. 2 kind of in the center, and then 1 each at about the same width of the frame apart down there. They could be kind of stubborn, might have to cut them, and then your bumper cover is ready to come off. Get off.
Right.
Nice, great. Foam. Okay, that's nasty. All right, cool. All right, next we're going to move the headlight assemblies. 4 Phillips head screws. Find them and get them out of there. And there you go. Your headlights are off. And be careful with these. These actually just twist off of off the back, and the same here. Be nice and careful with those. And try not to touch them. Don't get your hands on those on the lenses here, because the oil from your fingers and stuff will cause them to fail prematurely. Okay. All right. There we go. All right. Now we're going to go ahead and disconnect the battery. Now, we're not really doing anything electrical here, so you shouldn't have to disconnect the battery, but we don't know what's happened to this vehicle before we got it. And we're going to be lifting this body up, so if we're stretching some wires and we pull something loose and we start arcing or grounding off somewhere, it could cause some problems, blow some fuses, or damage some vital components to the thing. So go ahead and just disconnect your battery, okay? Cool. Okay, next we're going to remove the bumper. This part here is really only 4 bolts. You can see one down here where I got my finger at. We've already removed it there and there. And then on the edges, up under here, if you can see it, it's right there. Okay, 4 bolts, believe it or not, hold your whole bumper on this particular model. Okay?
Look at that.
Nice. It's looking mean already. Yeah, that's it. We're trying to put it back so we can show what it looked like. You got like, what was it, 4 bolts?
3 bolts.
3 bolts, 10mm, and that comes out and out of the way, and that exposes your hose for your fuel tank, your filler hose right there. We're going to loosen that up and probably pull it off, because we're going to start jacking this thing up. We're going up 3 inches, so we don't want to overextend it. Okay? Later. Anyway, there's not much light in here, but here's your breather hose. It's disconnected. Here's your filler hose. It's disconnected, okay? That way when we start jacking this thing up, we're not stretching and damaging anything. The other thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to renew your 4-wheel drive transfer case shift knob right here. So, okay, get that out of the way. Cool. So right here's a quick shot. We've removed the mount from up front right here. Check that out. Gone through in the front on both sides, as you can see right there. That's why you had to move the headlights out of the way. We went up underneath and we did the rest of the mounts, like this one right here, and this one back here. And then what you have to do is you have to crawl up under here and this right up in here. I'm sorry about the air compressor noise in the background. It just keeps going on under here, but this is your proportioning valve right here, and you want to
this ride free, and then we're going to secure it later once we're done. We'll secure it and put maybe a little piece of flat bar or something, drill a few holes in it just to elevate that mount. So anyway, make sure you do that or you're going to have problems and mess up your brake lines. All right, cool. All right, so there we go. See, it's out now. And we can move it, see? That way it's gonna slide up and we're not gonna pull these brake lines apart. Cool? All right.
All right, when you make your homemade body lift, basically you're just gonna get you some 2-inch square. See, this is 2-inch square tubing. That's all it is. And then you're gonna take it and you're gonna measure this into 8 3-inch pieces. See it? See the little white chalk marks? So you need 8 of these body lift up mounts. And so basically all you're going to need is 2 feet of this square tubing. 2 feet of this square tubing, cut it into 8 3-inch pieces, okay? That's what you do. And you've got it all marked off in your 3-inch increments for your lifting blocks that you're going to make at home instead of, you know, paying somebody to cut them for you and charging you 150 bucks. All right, so once you get that done, then what you're going to do is you're going to mark a hole in the center of each one, just like this, okay? And that's where you're going to drill. You're going to drill straight through, in the top, out the bottom, both sides, in the top, out the bottom, okay? All the way through. That's what we're going to do, all the way through, okay? And 8 of those pieces. Then you're going to have 8 blocks, and you'll be ready to go. All right, so our spacer blocks right here, 2-inch channel. I've already done a pilot hole in it. You got to do this 8 times. So I'm just going to do this one for you so you can see what we're doing, but you got to do this 8 times, okay? So. There we go. All right, both sides, 8 times, 8 pieces. What you're going to have to do to, as far as making your homemade lift kit, saving a few dollars and taking your 2x2 square tubing, cutting them into 8 equal 3-inch pieces, drilling holes from both sides all the way through so you can line them up and mount them in position, is you're going to have to go out and get you longer mounting bolts for the front 2 positions, okay? That, remember, right behind the headlights. So this is the standard bolt that came out of there, but remember, you're adding a 2-inch spacer on this. So when you remove these bolts, take one, go down to the hardware store or go down to Tractor Supply or Lowe's or Home Depot or one of those places. A lot of times Napa would have these things as well. And get you the bolts, same thread pattern, but you need to get them at least 2 inches longer. These can bolt on the bottom. So remember, the body bolts to the top of your 2-inch spacer that you made, and then the hole in the bottom of your 2-inch spacer, you're going to take these bolts right here that you picked up at the hardware store, along with some locking nuts and big washers, and that's going to mount it to the frame. So the existing body mount studs go to the top of your square tube spacer, and these bolts right here go to the bottom, which mounts to the frame, your actual frame, and that's going to give you a 2-inch lift. So that's how it's done. All right, so that you can see how we did the front one. See it right here? There's our block that we did, 2 inches, and it has a hole drill all the way through it on our pad. And we got the longer extended bolts for the front, and that's all it was for that. That was actually very easy. See, here's how you can see how we did this. And now this just slides back down, and that took a lot of the slack. I got plenty of slack now on that. So I just want to show you that too. You can see there, see? That's how they go, just like that. And it's pretty simple. And we'll look at one more here. See it? You see how that's working? Just like that. See? There you go. That's how it's done. So, should be pretty easy. Did. As it pertains to the body lift, we're going to have to weld an extension on our transfer case shifter, or somehow modify it to work. So basically your shifter is now sunk down inside here because we've lifted it up so high that it's disappeared. It got pulled down inside. So it was already a short one as it is. So what we're going to do is we're going to take off this plate that's holding it on. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out this space right here so that I can have more room for this to go back as I need it to go. So that's what's going to happen. I'm about to cut that out right there. That's going to give me more space. And then I'm going to weld an extension on here, an extension on there. I'm going to weld an extension right there and get that back up. So it's going to look something like, something like that when I'm done. It'll look like that. And that's the way I'm going to do it. So you can see it there. So that's how it'll go. Okay? That might be enough right there. We'll see. All right, so there you go. Just burnt that in, put us a couple of tacks in there. That's gonna hold it just fine. So that's how our extension went. So all set. Then we'll start putting it back together. All right, now this piece right here goes in this position here, and basically the whole purpose of this is to allow your plastic cover to mount or clip in on one side or the other. And I just looked at mine, and mine are already broken right there. I don't actually need this piece. If I was going to use this piece, I'll tell you what I would do is I would cut it here, still screw it down, but eliminate this area right here. So cut right there, now we can use the holes on each side. I'll still have my access points here, or my mounting points here for my plastic covers for my console. But since I personally don't need those, I'm taking it out. It ain't staying here. So here we go. And this is how your shifter actually came out when we got all done with it. Doing our body lift. See it? Comes up pretty good. You got plenty of room there. Everything's fine. Cool beans. All right. Okay, we just did a lift kit, 3 inches, modified some things. And we got this very capable little guy. This Suzuki's got total now 5 inches of lift. She's running 31 1050s. Just kind of getting a feel for how she rides. Okay, one of the parts that we rarely cover when it comes to these body lifts is what to do with your bumpers. Because once you raise your body up, 2 or 3 inches, well, now your bumpers don't fit, and you're going to have a gap between the bumper and the bottom of the body. It's not going to look good. Usually what happens when people are putting a body lift on here, they've already done a suspension lift, and they're planning on putting on bigger tires, and they've probably got some ideas for bumpers, so we really don't cover the bumpers. But if for some reason you wanted to put the same bumpers back on, what you could do is you can get these little, this is a 2x3 inch square tubing, and it's cut about 1 inch wide, and it's going to give you that height to put your bumper back on. But the bumper, the strength of the bumper is pretty much useless, you know, so that's why we really don't cover it. All of ours have got different bumpers or different bumper applications, or we'll come up with a permanent solution, like perhaps welding them on or something like that. So you'd have to figure that out, but this is one way if you want to keep your same bumpers to do it. Some companies that you can actually buy a prefabricated body lift kit for these sidekicks and trackers will come with these plates that you can put on, which will reposition your bumper, your front bumper, if you want to use your same bumpers and your bumper covers. So that's one way to do it as well. So if you order the kit for your body lift from you know, a reputable manufacturer or dealer online or something, like, you know, I think Low Range Off-Road is one, and I'm not sponsored. I don't know anything about that. So anyway, but you can get those plates that come in the kit, and that'll help reposition your bumper for you, and that way you won't have that big gap.